free yourself of the poison that unforgiveness keeps you stuck in. Let's say you want to forgive someone who is no longer with us or who you choose to not invite back into your life. Put yourself in a chair and have another chair facing you. Put either a picture of that person or something that reminds you of that person in that other chair facing you. And then look at that person and tell them, or the representation of that person, and tell them all the things that they've done that have hurt you. And really let your anger out. Just let it flow. And then at the end of it, when you feel complete with that, when you feel released, then you can say, and now I choose to forgive you for me and not for you, but I set you free and I am free. I bless you and I am free to move on with my life in health and in love. And you'll see that if you do that, you will feel so much lighter. There's a magical quality to forgiveness. Now, another exercise you may want to do, let's say you do want to be in touch with that person, is you may want to just pick up the phone and call them. And you could say something as simple as, when you were in my life, I really appreciated the gifts that you brought. I want you to know that I forgive you for what's happened between us, and I just wish you well, and I let it all go. And even if you don't mean it in the moment you say it, as soon as the words are out of your mouth, you will find that you do. So just trust and try it. I mean, you don't have to necessarily take my word for it, but trust it and try it. Think in your mind right now of someone that you would like to forgive, or instead of would like to, maybe let me say instead, need to forgive. Because we never want to forgive anybody. It just sort of goes against our natural grain as human beings, because we have an ego, and our ego's main need is to be right. So forgiveness really goes against our human nature. So it's a mystical quality, again. So think of someone that you need to forgive, and just do it. Just pick up the phone and make the call and see how you feel. You will feel like years and pounds have lifted off your shoulders. Now, I myself have had this experience. That's why I'm just so passionate about it, because I had an experience where someone truly betrayed me on every level earlier in my life. And I learned about this whole idea of forgiveness, and I was in a class where I had this homework that I'm giving you, where I had to go home and think about someone that I needed to forgive and make that call. Well, at the time, you could have just asked me to bench press my car over my head. It was impossible to me. But being the good student that I am, and I wanted to get my life more on the fast track, it was sort of in the slow lane at that point, I decided that I was going to give it a shot. I had nothing to lose. So with my palms sweating, I picked up the phone, I dialed the number a few times and hung up. Because it's not an easy thing to do. But I finally dialed the number, let it ring, I heard this person's voice, they came on the phone, and in the moment I was thinking, I'm going to have to lie if I say these things. I don't feel them. But I said exactly what I suggested for you to say, and the second those words were out of my mouth, I felt 100 pounds lift off my shoulders. It just felt free. And you know what? Through a number of circumstances and of events, that person and I ended up becoming super close friends again, and now that person is a total and complete gift in my life. So miracles can happen when you choose to forgive. Now, again, you don't have to be in touch with the person. Another exercise you could do to forgive someone that you may not want to be in touch with is get a piece of paper and a pen. And when you sit down with yourself, write a letter to the person that you are choosing to forgive. And in that letter, write all your feelings about how everything wrong in your life is that person's fault, and why you're angry, and why they hurt you, and how they, deserve all the terrible things in the world to happen to them. And again, just as if you were talking to that person in the chair, let it all out, but let it out on paper. And again, it's best to handwrite this as opposed to do it on computer. It's just how we're wired. So write that letter, and at the end of the letter, again, say, and now I am choosing to forgive you. I bless you, I set you free, not for you, but for me. You're free, and I'm free. And then let it go. You don't even have to reread the letter. You could take it and rip it to shreds or burn it, and just feel that all that unforgiveness, all that resentment go up in smoke, and really feel yourself get lighter and freer. And you will be amazed how your life will take off once you've released a lot of these resentments, and especially the long-held resentments. And sometimes if we have a resentment towards one person, it actually ends up affecting a lot of our other relationships with similar type of people. So for example, if you have a resentment towards your father, you might have problems with either authority figures or male figures in your life. So clearing up the initial forgiveness, or clearing up the initial transgression, let's call it, can actually help all the subsequent relationships of your life. As I'm saying, forgiveness is magical. And so we talked earlier about forgiving the little things and how then that becomes easier to forgive the big things. And now what about forgiving the unforgivable? What about forgiving those things that completely traumatized and changed and made our lives what we would have called a tragic story? Well, the only way to move on from tragedy like that is to forgive. The only way, because life has things in store for us that aren't always pretty or beautiful or happy, but it's what we do with the life-changing events that happen to us that create our destiny. So if you read my book, What Now? The Road from Success to Significance, I talk a lot about different stories of forgiving the unforgivable. And in some of those stories, it's all about forgiving the person who took the thing or person that you love the most from your life, and what forgiveness could do to heal your life from there. So it's not like you can go back in time and erase what happened. Every time there's a huge hurt in our life, a betrayal, a tragedy, it's not that we don't wish that that thing didn't happen, but it did happen. It's where do we go from here with it? If we can't forgive, our life can get stuck, and we cannot ever move past that pain and that hurt. And then we end up not celebrating the joy of the person, the thing, the situation that we had, and recognizing and basking in that love, but we keep it stuck, and we keep only focusing on how that person left. And we are not free then to move on to our future. So, for example, there's a true story of a young kid who was 14 years old. He was a pizza delivery boy, and he got killed delivering pizzas one day because a gang member thought it might be fun to call in a bogus order and then shoot the delivery guy. Well, the father of this boy is an investment banker, and he heard the news that his only son was senselessly murdered by a gang member. And actually, the gang member who shot the pizza delivery boy was 14. The pizza delivery boy was 16. This man, the father, went into shock when he heard the news. When he came out, he said it was like he realized that not only was this a tragedy on his end, but there were victims at both ends of the gun, both ends of that gun. So he actually got in touch with that young kid's grandfather, who was his guardian, and together they went to the prison to talk to the gang member that shot him. Together they went to schools and taught about forgiveness and about bullying and about gangs and about violence and about creating peace. And they now have set up a foundation in this boy's name and are doing so much for creating peace and saving so many other young kids' lives, whether they're behind the gun and killing and then ruin their life by going to prison, or they're the victim and are killed. Because they're taking this tragic event that happened, and through forgiveness of the experience, moving on and creating like something that could be beneficial from the experience. Not to say that it would have been better had this never have happened, of course. But if his father could forgive the killing of his 16-year-old son, and I'm not saying forget or condone, but it's forgiving and then moving on and using that energy towards peace to prevent other things, other people, other brutal murders from happening, then that's just the best thing we could do with the tragic circumstances that happen. So if we could forgive and move forward from the worst experiences of our lives, then we certainly can back that up and forgive the everyday transgressions of our lives. And once you release yourself from the prison that guilt holds you in, You forgive others from the prison you're keeping them locked in. Remember, you think you're keeping them locked in a prison, but it's all in you. It's not affecting the other person, but it sure is affecting you. So the only way you can let go is by letting go. And the only person who could let go is the person who's holding on. So take all those resentments and hurts and feelings of betrayal and anger that you feel, put them all in a box, sweep it up all into this big, sometimes very big, white box, and watch this box start to glow, and know that everything within it is transforming, and then see it explode, and it's just fireworks coming down, and know that all that anger, hurt, bitterness, resentment, tragedy, it's all now being transformed into love, and you're letting go of the prison, the poison that unforgiveness keeps you stuck in, and then you can welcome the rest of your life in to happen to you. Because they say when a door closes, another door opens. When a tragedy happens, there can be good that can come from it. So instead of just staring at that closed door seethingly, right, we just forgive that and then look to our future. Look and invite our life of our dreams, the best life we could possibly live, invite that in. So remember, let go of the unforgiveness, of the resentment, of the hurt, of the bitterness, and you will heal your body, you will heal your mind, and you will heal your life. Then you'll be able to fully love others and fully love yourself. And when you can truly love yourself and love others, you can live the life of your dreams, and you deserve to have nothing less than everything your heart desires. So practice forgiveness, because truly it is a practice and it is a process, but it's a mystical quality that has the power of the universe behind it. So forgive and then live the life of your dreams.